Hello, lovely people. My name is Liv, and I go by the Self-Care Gamer. I thought it would be a nice time to go over kind of like how to play Eldegoss. I know a lot of people might have got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, or they might have just decided I want to start playing Unite. So I thought it might be nice to go into some characters just to go over some of the basics of how to play. I do really enjoy Eldegoss right now. You can see I have my big bow. But Eldegoss is a supporter. It's a special attack range supporter. So it can basically hit from afar, and it uses special attack instead of attack. So like when you go into your Pokemon Choose screen, you can customize which moves you want to be set. So first it goes over basic attack. So it becomes a boosted attack with every third attack. And this would be its ability. Damages an opponent and decreases its movement speed for a short time after Pokemon with this ability receives a certain amount of damage. So after you as Eldegoss receive a certain amount of damage, it's going to decrease the movement speed of the person attacking you. And it's also going to damage the opponent. And you also recover a little bit of HP, and your movement speed gets put up, which is nice. And this goes into the first move sets. So the one up top is the move that you would have access to first. So that would be Leafage, which is just a ranged attack move. And then when you reach level 4, you can either choose Pollen Puff or Leaf Tornado. I tend to go towards Pollen Puff because it can do a lot of different things if you go into it. Because you can do it towards an ally and you can restore their HP, or you can do it towards an enemy member and damage them. And you can also use it on yourself to heal a little. And then there's Leaf Tornado, which will increase movement speed for an ally Pokemon. And it's also an attack. And then you go into the next move sets. So, as you can see, so Synthesis and Leafage are your first options. I always recommend going for the one that does the damage, because when you first start the game, you just want to increase your levels as quick as you can so you can evolve. So Synthesis does recovery for you and your team members if they're in the little circle. And then there's Cotton Guard, which creates like a little shield, and it also restores some HP. And as you see, it has an upgrade, so at the upgrade it increases movement speed. And then Cotton Spore gathers spores around the user and increases your movement speed, and then it deals damage. And then with the upgrade, it increases users' defense and special defense. And this is the Unite move for Eldegoss. You kind of have to use it twice. So it will be like ZL if you're playing on your Switch, because this game is also available on mobile. But it has you float into the air, and you're invincible while you're in the air. And then when you use it again, you like slam into the ground, it attacks and shoves the opposing Pokemon, and it restores HP to the ally Pokemon that is in the area. And then you can go to held items. You do have to get to a certain level where you are allowed to have 3 held items, and then you can upgrade them. You might not want to upgrade them to level 30, but I play a lot of Unite, so I've gone ahead and gone up to level 30. But I click that, it goes into my held items. So what I tend to play, it is also what most people tend to play with Eldegoss. Like, you can also go into the uniteapi.dev website, and they are doing amazing work, and it shows you different builds for Pokemon. And like so I always play with Pollen Puff and Cotton Guard, which currently has like a 57% pick rate and a 52% win rate. So basically, there's a 52% chance of winning if you choose these. but what the held items are more of like how you tend to play, what your style is. So Muscle Band, basically when a basic attack hits, damage is increased by 3% of the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP. So it increases your attack speed and it increases your attack. The experience share, well, the Pokemon has the fewest XP points on its team, it gains 5 more XP points per second. In addition, when a nearby teammate defeats a wild Pokemon, that teammate gains slightly more XP points. And if I'm correct, that means so if like you're at the beginning of the game, if you stay by your team member and I believe you get the last hit, then they're gonna get still 100% of that Pokemon that's defeated, and you are gonna get a small percentage of that. So it basically, you can use it to help your attackers, all-rounders, evolve quicker. And it increases movement speed and HP, which is nice. And then I also use Buddy Barrier. So when I use my Unite move, Eldegoss and any nearby ally that has the lowest HP are granted a shield equal to 25% of the holder's max HP, and then you can see it has a good HP chunk that increases. And then you can always, in the screen, you can always press Y and it goes to example sets, and the game will recommend some sets for you based on what you'd like to do, and then it'll also go off some of the masters of the Pokemon that you're playing. So you can see like we're using the same set, but if you have no idea what you want to do, I highly recommend using what some of the masters are using, because they know what they're doing. Yeah, one more thing to go over is now we have Pokemon Boost emblems. So I definitely don't have all the emblems yet. I'm trying my best, but try to get as many emblems as you can and try to build them up. So for Eldegoss, I tend to use Special Basic, and I call it Special Basic because I'm going after the basic attack. I basically want Eldegoss to be able to hit as many times as possible with the basic to try to do the most damage. So my build currently is focusing on attack speed. So you can see this does 8% increase in basic attack speed. And then I also have 4 in HP. And then I don't have any of these up to anything that would give me an additional effect. But I just have them included as well. I'm sure there are better builds, but this is currently just what I'm using. So it's just some basic guidelines to maybe try out. With that, let's go into a standard game. Let's go, this is technically the new map. I'm still in my holly jolly Christmas outfit. I have a few more days. I have a few more days I'm allowed to wear it, but then I'll change into something different. I do appreciate all the different costumes the game lets you mess with. Okay, we got a game. See, I have Eldegoss favorited, so it puts it at the top, so it makes it very easy to pick it. And then we didn't go over battle items, but the top battle items for Eldegoss would be X speed, X attack, or the eject button. I'm gonna set my path. I will tell you, people tend to not set it in standard compared to ranked, but you do whatever you need to do to start the game. Alright, so I'm choosing Leafage first. Looks like I'm gonna have a Ralts with me. And you might hear about people stacking in the game. As you can see from my build, I am not stacking with Eldegoss, so some people might go and try to do as many small goals as possible at the beginning of the game, but if you're not stacking, that is not necessary. Trying to heal Ralts. Because I am playing supporter, I try to get in between the attacking role as much as I can. So, because I have higher HP than them. Alright, that was enough for me to evolve, so I'm gonna choose Pollen Puff. They were able to evolve too, that's awesome. See if I can get a score in. Yep. And I'm staying. Make sure you stay on the pad if one of your teammates is trying to score, because that increases the scoring speed. Let's see, Mime's over here chilling, taking our wild Pokemon. And something you can play around with your settings is advanced buttons. So I have it set so, like, if there's an enemy team member and then there's wild Pokemon around me, I can press A to hit the enemy team member, but if I press B, it will hit the wild Pokemon. Which is great when there's like a big team battle and you want to make sure you get that last experience, or if it's a Rayquaza. These birds go up at the 8-minute mark, and then looks like no one decided to get them this time, so I just went and took them so the enemy team can't get them. Looks like there's a big battle here. They're down. Putting up the shield. Now I'm gonna try to score. My team members are attacking the Regieleki, but I'm just staying down here in case the enemy team comes, because I'd rather distract them. I'm decided to use my Unite, and see, I'm like spamming B right now. See, okay, we luckily got it thanks to Ivysaur. I'm gonna go score. I'm gonna stay here so they can score. That goal is destroyed. Now I'm gonna head back down. This Ivysaur doesn't want to fight me. I will say I am probably playing a little too daring than I should, and this is also standard. When you're playing ranked, definitely keep focus of how your team is playing, especially if you're playing solo. If everyone is going up, I recommend also going up so then you can support them best you can. Wondering if I can convince someone. If I can convince someone to come down and help me with bottom objective. Yeah, as you see, I got in the middle. If I didn't get in the middle, they definitely would have gone down. I'm gonna score. Okay. Maybe I can get Gardevoir to come down with me for bottom objective. Or we should probably stop Mime first. Our team was able to get the top Regieleki. Alright, Mime is down. Yeah, it's... Eldegoss is not able to do those unless you have a friend helping you. Even so if, say, your team doesn't get Regieleki, and now it's going towards your goals, supporters, I believe, do more damage. Than, the other Pokemon you could have in your team. So instead of, like, an attacker, surprisingly, it'll do more damage, to the objectives. They are uniting, so stay as far away as possible. I'm trying. If they keep going to their goal, I can't get them, but... We probably shouldn't be over here. Yeah, I'm uniting just because I wasn't gonna live if I didn't. I think that's the first death of the game, so therefore I have a pretty large timer. Looks like the enemy team might get Rayquaza. Let's do a keep the pressure. Come on. Let's go, Talonflame. Okay, they got it. Which is fine. So since they got it, the best thing to do is defend. So they're definitely gonna clear that. I'm gonna do my watch out for surprise attacks. So here's definitely a difference with playing ranked and standard. So if that happens and the enemy team gets Rayquaza, I highly recommend going back to your goal as a team and trying to get those shields down. Because if you get those shields down, like you see how our Venusaur got their shield down, they're gonna have a much harder time scoring now. I might be a crazy person, and I'm gonna fly over here. Got that goal. Let's see if that got us the win. It looks like those points definitely either got us the win or like made it so close. So here on the screen you can see, so under the Pokeball, that is how many points you scored. Under the fist is how many kills. The hands are assist. And under the crown is how many points you had towards being like the MVP of the game. See, I got it that game, and Mime got it on their team. Then you can go to battle data, and it will show damage dealt, damage taken, and recovery. As you can see, like, Eldegoss and Mime healed a lot, but we are supporters, so that is understandable. And these two did a lot of damage, they're attackers. And then this also goes over movesets, which is cool because I feel like you're playing against someone playing the same Pokemon as you, can be like, oh, what did they do differently that like either like did better or did worse, like just to learn for yourself. And this is your little performance details, and I got the supporter badge. Yeah, and that's pretty much how a game goes. So there's all my ribbons. I really hope this little video was useful for you guys. I just want to make it easy to understand and try to provide some easy tips for people who might just be starting the game or want to start the game. I don't want anyone to feel scared. It's definitely a very kind community compared to some other MOBAs. There can be toxic people, but they're sadly everywhere. So just try to remain with the kind people. We'd love to have you. So again, my name is Liv. I go by the Self-Care Gamer. You can find me on YouTube or streaming on Twitch. I'm also very active on Twitter, and I'm trying to be active on TikTok. But I will see you lovely people later. Bye, guys!